So, Trump versus Kamala. Real estate, housing, it's a problem. So, today I want to talk about what each of them have said is their plan for real estate, try and keep any bias out of it, and just let you know the facts of what they've said. Real estate and housing prices, obviously a problem. So since 2020, across the board in the United States, on average, home prices are up 50%. That's a lot. Rent is up 30%. However, income is up around 23%. So homes are just more and more unaffordable. So our leaders need to do something about it. Uh, the biggest thing is that we have a big housing shortage. It's estimated that we are short around 4.5 million homes. That's quite a bit. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with what each of them have said they are going to do in regards to housing and real estate. So Kamala, I really have 5 points that I'm going to cover. Or did I take that down to 4? I thought. Okay, first one. Let's go ahead and get started. So she wants to give $25,000 to first-time home buyers to help with down payment. You've probably heard about that one, and also give a $10,000 tax credit to first-time home buyers. So the thing about this one is experts say that giving out all this money will create a flood of new buyers and will actually have a consequence of raising home prices. So, unfortunately, this may not be the best direction to go into when trying to make homes more affordable and help out all Americans in general when it comes to housing. Just too much money flooded in the market all at once. Next, she'd like to give a tax incentive to home builders for building starter homes and affordable rentals as well. And honestly, I think this is a great idea. We need more affordable homes, and giving builders the incentives to not just build the larger homes, but to also build homes that are more on the affordable side will help encourage that. We need it. Next, repurpose some federal land to build affordable housing. There again, I think that is a great idea. Some of the problems when getting development started is about the land. So getting some of those federal lands released for development is a great idea and could help with our shortage. Next, and finally, she wants to crack down on large investors of single family homes. You probably heard about hedge funds and big companies like BlackRock buying lots of homes. And I know there are several initiatives to put a damper on this and stop it. And you know what? When I heard about this, I thought it was a great idea. And I'm usually a free market type of a person. However, I just know what a problem we have in housing, how expensive things are. And it's frustrating to think of investors coming in and having the ability to outbid citizens who want to buy a home for themselves. So I thought this sounded good. Like, why aren't we paying attention to this? Why aren't we doing something? We need to make it fair for Americans to buy homes. However, there's not without consequence in doing that. So in Amsterdam, they actually did some testing in this area, and in certain neighborhoods, they blocked these large scale investors from coming in and buying up homes. But what they did, the positive was that there were more first-time home buyers that were moving to these neighborhoods, able to buy homes. But the consequence is that there weren't enough affordable rental properties. And what they found were that the home buyers that were buying in these neighborhoods typically were higher earners than the people who had been renting in these neighborhoods. So essentially, it was hurting people that were lower income, keeping them out of maybe a little bit nicer neighborhoods. So there is a consequence to that I had no idea about. So yeah, it may help in one instance, um, but it is hurting people who do need to rent homes and raise it, just no affordable rentals in those areas. So, and what they did find too is it didn't have a big effect on home prices either. So, your opinion, what do you think on cracking down on these investors? All right, so that's uh, Kamala. Let's move on to Trump. So Trump wants to, first of all, cut unnecessary regulation that raises the cost of building. Again, we have a building shortage. I think this is very important that we do this. Now, some people may say, hey, wait a minute, cutting regulation, we need safe homes. I agree, we need safe homes, but a lot of the regulation that holds up building is before a building ever goes up. A lot of it is in the zoning and things that need to be figured out in the very first stages of the development process. And by changing or some of these regulations, it could help quite a bit in getting building processes started. And when you look at our government, they often do things that are is just beyond overboard, for example. So we do end up with a lot of regulations that just cause problems. And one that I can think of a good example is, I don't know if you knew this or not, but did you know that, at least in Colorado, that they have builders and homes can no longer put outlets on kitchen islands? And the reason being is because at some point, a parent had a crock pot plugged into a kitchen island. Their child came by, pulled on the cord, crock pot fell over on that child and caused significant injuries. Now, although that's a horrible story, but that is one example of overreaction of our government, in my opinion, to come in and now say, never again are we putting outlets on islands. I think sometimes we need to use our brains but anyway, you know how it goes. We're still taking our shoes off at the airport too. So anyway, so that was number one. Sorry, I talked a long time about cutting regulations. But number two, he wants to reduce interest rates by slashing inflation. Now, of course, that's a great idea. We all want to slash inflation and then have lower interest rates. However, the president doesn't directly dictate the rates. Now, he or she may have influence on the rates, but they don't dictate them. So in order for rates to go down, inflation must go down. And both candidates have their ideas on how to do this. And that's a lot bigger picture than just saying, I'm, going to get rid of inflation, reduce the interest rates. um, Three, he wants to open tracts of federal land for homes construction. So once again, that was one of the things that Kamala said she wanted to do. So, and like I said, I agree with that. I think it's a good idea. We need some more land for home construction. And I know a lot of people, complain about new homes everywhere, but we need them. If we're going to have a growing population, we need more homes, plain and simple. Number four, he said, stop illegal immigration. You know, we only have so many homes in our country. We have a growing population, and when we have 10, 20 million people coming into our country every 4 years, the fact of the matter is they need a place to live. And if we don't have enough homes for the citizens that already live here, and we're already in a shortage, then the more people that we have coming here who need a home just makes the problem even worse. Now, experts or critics have said that a lot of the people that we have who are building our homes in the trades business might be part of that uh, undocumented uh, migrants population, and then that could hurt that. I guess, and if that's the case, then potentially we need a more robust visa worker program or whatnot. But so those are the points of the two candidates that we have. Honestly, the biggest thing that we need to do is get rid of our housing shortage. And they both have some ideas on how that can be done. I think it is, like I said, a great idea to give incentives to the builders to build more affordable housing. I like the idea of cutting unnecessary regulation and opening up more land. There just needs to be encouragement. Um, take care of some of the restrictive zoning, construction costs, labor shortages, tight lending, those sorts of things. But all in all, what is going to lift our real estate market more than anything and make homes affordable for all is going to be making our economy as robust and healthy as possible. And to discuss who's going to do a better job at that, that would be another video. Because then we're going down and talking about lots more things. And I'm a realtor and I try to keep my opinions out of my videos and just report what I know. So again, my name's Courtney Murphy, Denver Metro Realtor. If you're shopping for a home in the Denver area, certainly give me a call. Let's chat. Let's chat about your situation and the current market. See if I can answer some of your questions and see if we're a good fit to work together. Thanks for watching today. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on some of my educational videos and, of course, home tours around the Denver area. Thanks for joining me today and have a super day. Happy election. It'll be over soon.